Dear brothers and sisters, this is for a while I have not been able to make English broadcasts. I'm sorry for that. But now I'm going to start with the new year. I hope I can manage. A lot of things is going on here. So this is the English broadcast for Time Chronicles 42, which was initially broadcasted on January 4th in Turkish. And on that day, it was called the White Cosmic Wizard Day. So it was a nice, magical day. Full of symbols and full of mysticism, which we had to decode. 4 is about completion, and January 4th was kind of a completion. I mean, it was the first days of the new year, and we tried to make personal plans, how we are going to pass the year, what we are dreaming about the new year. So it was kind of a day that occupied us with these thoughts. There is a philosopher from the 2nd century, and he's called Maximum Tyrus. And he says the human being is created in order to understand, to remember, and to love. So we are still trying to do in the 21st century. It's funny, but yes, to understand is to acknowledge, actually in a way to register. I mean, what we are learning, and did we really learn it? Do we really possess the knowledge? Do we own it in a way? That's understanding. And to remember is to download our own records, kind of a heavenly file up there that we have created actually with our existences in various dimensions, maybe on Earth before, maybe on another planet, maybe on a non-planet. So it's our personal archive, and we are here to download it onto our Earth. This is remembering. And of course, to love. If you don't love, you simply don't exist. It is that simple. So we closed the year 2022. It was a year of kind of a preparation for a very strong era that is coming towards the year 2024, 25th, and the 26th, 2026. These are going to be big years of changes. We're going to see it. So let's close the year on December 31st, which was a day of the blue rhythmic hand. It is the 19th day of the rhythmic month, according to the law of time. And it's about healing, a day of healing. So we closed the year 2022 with a healing perspective, with kind of a helping hand coming from the cosmos. The affirmation we had for that day was like this: I organize in order to know, balancing, healing. I seal the store of accomplishment with the rhythmic tone of equality. I'm guided by my own power doubled. This is my favorite phrase. I like this. I'm guided by my own power doubled. I really feel strong on those days. It was a very intensive day. Actually, it's going to be an intensive transition between the 1st of January and 10th of January. And we have a full moon. I made a broadcast on that as well. I hope to translate it also to English. Number 43 is about the blue, about the double, moon, the full moon. And during these days, January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we had a big solar burst, solar hurricanes, like say, cosmic hurricanes, taking place in our sun. You can see it in the internet. There was news about it. So we have a very intensive energy due to this. We have hurricanes of magnetic fields on our poles of the earth. So we have some auroras. We witness it. This transition of Janus, which January, the month of January, name January comes from, is a Greek god. I have talked about him in my previous sessions. So we will have this transition of Janus, I call, from 1st of January until 10th of January. And this is a god with two faces, double faces. I mean, it looks at the past, it looks at the future. So we will be making kind of a back and forth thinking. I mean, what we have done wrong, or what did we wish to happen but didn't happen. So we keep dreaming about changes and, new plans. This is such a period of time. So let's make use of this. It's going to be a period after this, what we call the unification of the wise man. It's a very important concept, actually. Unification of kind of oracles, seers, wise-hearted, wise-minded men, women, of course, human, let's say, wise human beings. Unification of them. If you know your subject, if you have a possession of your knowledge, set of knowledge, if you have an archive, if you can derive your power from your knowledge and your skills, your own archive, and you do it by loving and respecting others, other archives, other human beings. You don't need any enterprise or any association to define yourself in this situation. I mean, if you are a wise man, wise-minded, wise-hearted man, you don't need anything to define yourself with. You are self-sufficient. For instance, what I mean, you don't say things like showing off, I work here, I belong to this corporation, I belong to this group. You don't need a corporate ID or you don't need a group ID to define yourself. You don't define yourself by belonging somewhere or belonging to some group or entity. You simply are adopted by your skills. I mean, you are an entity of your own. You're a group, or you are the earth, you're the universe of your own. So you don't need anything else. A universe doesn't need other universes to be a universe. So you are a universe. What are you, or who are you without any corporate ID on you, stuck on you? I mean, how do you define yourself? Without being dependent on something. I have to make a small nuance here. Being connected to something is different. Being dependent on something is different. If you define yourself with some other corporate ID, you're dependent on that corporate ID. But being connected is something else. Being connected is out of love. You resonate with something. You're there because you love it. You don't need it normally to define yourself. You just be there because you want to be there. But being dependent is based on fear and ego. This period where we are entering, it's going to be lasting about 20 years, actually. Okay, we have 20 years until 2040, where Pluto will be in Aquarius. This is a very important transition because what we have here is a new ordinance, new order is going to be created, because Aquarius is based... the grounds is based on the collective. Aquarius is collective. So if Pluto is there, it's going to be defining new rules for the game. Actually, a new game is going to be facing. A new program is coming. So it's going to be lasting by 20 years. It's going to be long. If you have artificial bonds, like I mentioned, a dependency, either these artificial bonds are going to be torn apart by the effect of this transit, Pluto in Aquarius, or you are going to rearrange your attachments. This is why you have to create yourself. Are these attachments or are these bonds out of love or out of fear? Is it voluntarily or is it by force or imposition? This is the question you have to answer honestly. And if you don't do it honestly, somebody is going to do it for you and you won't like it, because Pluto changes things. If you can't follow their requirements, this collective positioning requirements of Pluto in Aquarius, then it's going to be hard for you. But if you're already there, if you're already a wise man, if you have a unification in this sense, then it's going to be easy. So, coming to the first day of January, it's January 1st, first day of the year, and the name of the day was Yellow Resonance Star. It was based on the power of the universal fire that was used as a guidance of the day. That means the energy of life. It actually focuses on the fact, the concept of the energy of life, okay, is simply derived by putting your knowledge into action. If you're not in action, you don't have energy. It's so simple. If you're sitting somewhere, you bored somewhere, and you don't have energy. But if you are in action, you're doing something, then you have the energy. This is how you pull energy of life. And this is also how you pull cosmic energy in life. If this is like, putting your knowledge into action. Just like you drive a car, you may know from a book how to drive a car. You may have read it. You have grasped all the rules of driving a car, but if you haven't driven a car, then you don't know how to drive a car. So experience or implementation of your knowledge is getting important in this year. Are you going to implement it or not? Honestly speaking, is it out of fear? Is it out of love? Is it just because you want to, or not because of somebody's telling you to, or somebody's imposing things on you? This is the distinction you have to make. And there's nothing to be feared, nothing to be scared of if you have love, enough love. If you're scared, that means you don't have enough love to sustain yourself, sustain your self-growth, self-creation. And we're coming to January 2nd. This was a day where we have a power of space. That was the concept of the day, according to the law of time. And we had a lot of solar bursts, so cosmic magnetic hurricanes. January 3rd was a day of love. I mean, a lot of frequency of love was in the air. And January 4th is a day of recreating yourself. There's a nice saying of Pablo Picasso. He says, everything you imagine is real. And recreating yourself is based on imagination, actually. It's based on the power of imagination. It's the key to recreate yourself. What do you dream about? I mean, how do you dream about yourself tomorrow? Or how was it today? I mean, was it in line with your dreams? Is this the place you want to be? That you dreamt of? Or is it, it's not your dream or somebody else's dream? So, this is going to be the thoughts during January 1st and 10th. And this is kind of a seed for 20 years of time. So it's going to be a long-lasting period. And we have a special event. A comet is coming, visiting our planet. This is called C2022 E3. And it's going to be passing very close to the Earth by February 1st and 2nd. And it's going to be 42 million kilometers distance to Earth. This is very close. And we're going to be able to see it with our naked eye. And it's going to be the first time since the Ice Age that we can see a comet. And it's going to be very interesting. So it is a sign that something interesting is coming at the same time. It's not just a comet. As you know, the comets are coming to plant some seeds, cosmic seeds on Earth. Even if they don't hit the Earth, they are here to transfer some pores. We call pores are kind of an energy condensed format, and they're going to pass it on. It can be knowledge, it can be a life form, it can be anything. We don't know yet, but we will see in the 20 years ahead. So if you're ready to this novelty, to this unification of wise men, then you're going to enjoy the period. So, knowledge used through love and connectedness to a whole, resonating, is going to be more and more important than it was before. And spirituality is derived from the concept of taking a breath, breathing, because a spirit is called, derived from the word aspira, so it's breathing. It's an automated act. So we don't say, I breathe in, I breathe out. And love is like that. We shouldn't be saying, I love that. It should be automatic on its own. So spirituality is also, should be automatic. Respect, love, knowledge put into action, power, owning something, owning your own existence through spirituality, through breathing, a cosmic breathing. So it's not, fear is not there. Ego is not there in this picture. It is non-existent. So make it non-existent if you still have some. I'm also working on myself, so trust me, it's not so easy, but let's do it together, okay? So that was the concept of Time Chronicles 42 for January 4th. And I hope I'm going to make the next one also in English. So take care.